sweet potato yogis. We're gonna do about 45 minutes of yoga. Get yourself a space on the floor with a yoga mat or a rug or a carpet or something. And if you have yoga blocks, straps, and bolsters, bring them all down. If you don't have it, take a second and go find like a kitchen towel, find a couple of pillows, and that should be good. You can always grab more stuff if you need it later. But we're gonna get started once you got some things to help you out with during this practice, some tools. We'll get started seated. So you can sit up on some of your pillows and cross your legs. You can also do this seated in a chair if that works better for you. Just put your hands on your knees. Shift your booty around a little bit, side to side, forward and backward. And then once you get some wiggles out, go ahead and just close your eyes. Take a deep inhale and lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Open your mouth, roll your shoulders back and down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, the shoulders come up. Exhale out of your mouth, shoulders go back and down. One more, kind of exaggerating. Inhale. And the exhale. And then drop your chin towards your chest and just notice any stretch in your upper back. And then really slow, like an armpit sniff check. Just look towards one armpit for a moment and notice how the back of your neck sort of changes in sensation. You maybe feel the back of the shoulder blade now. Take a big inhale and then rock back through center as you exhale and do the armpit check to the other side. So looking down and over. Let's take another inhale here to the back of the shoulder blade. Come back through center as you exhale. And then get tall again, look forward, take a breath in. Bring your hands together in front of your chest as you breathe out, and then just rub your hands together. Create some friction, some heat. And then once you do feel a little bit of heat in a few moments here, just take your hands and lightly cover your face. So blocking the light from your eyes. And don't smash your face, just kind of gently cover. And notice that darkness. Notice maybe the tingle in your hands. And just a moment to acknowledge that no matter what else is going on around you, that you made the choice to move your body. And so you can use this time to get out of the head and just celebrate the strength and well-being of your body. So let's take a full breath in. And just a little bow to yourself here as you exhale. Now we're going to open arms way out to the sides. You can look forward and blink your eyes open. And as you reach your arms off to the sides, just roll your wrists around. You'll notice the little clicks and stuff that come up, and that's totally cool. If you're only rolling one direction, now roll the other way as well. You'll start to feel this probably in your forearms and your shoulders and your back, so we're using these muscles to keep the arms up. Let's take another inhale. And then separate your fingers as you exhale. Push your palms out away from you, like Indiana Jones pushing the temple walls open. Okay. And you'll start to probably feel a little electricity sort of tingles coming down through like the middle finger, down the palm, the pinky finger into the palm, and even down the arm. Okay, so you can stay right here and just notice if you're hugging your shoulders really high up, see if you can soften them back down your back, nice open chest. Soften your jaw. And then notice if you lost the fingers pointing up. So keep on pointing your fingers up. It's pretty exhausting. So again, you can stay right here, building some heat, right? Or make tiny little circles here with your hands. Just starting in one direction. Yep, and we'll start to feel some pretty crazy resistance coming down the arms. Little smile. And then we're going to circle the other direction. If you are circling, just a few more breaths up here. Keep tilting the fingers up. Keep separating the hand, the fingers, really active and strong. Take another breath in. Reach your arms all the way up as you exhale towards the sky. Notice that heat in the top of the shoulders. Spread your fingers, reach even higher as you inhale next. And then bring your arms down onto your lap as you exhale. Whew, let your hands rest somewhere on your legs and maybe close your eyes here and just notice what your shoulders are feeling like. And bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. A little stretch in the side of your neck. And reach your left arm off to the left here for a little bit more feeling. And again, just draw little circles here up and down with that left arm. Doesn't have to be the biggest feeling in the world, but just getting some space on the top of the shoulder, down the arm. Take another breath in. One more breath out over here. Then place the left hand back on your leg. Bring your head back up through center. Inhale. And left ear towards left shoulder as you exhale. And you can totally stay right here, just focusing on the neck, or whenever you want, reach your right arm off to the right. And it can be a low reach, kind of floating the arm, and then just some small circles here, or zigzags. A couple breaths down the side of the neck, all the way into the fingertips. And place your hand back on your lap. On an inhale, bring your head back up through center. And chin to chest one more time here as you exhale. Okay, and just letting your head drop for a moment, noticing the back of the shoulder blades. And stack your head back on top of your shoulders as you inhale, getting tall. Heavy sitting bones as you exhale. And we're gonna start to get into some deeper stretches. So slide off of your bolster if you're sitting on it. And we're gonna grab our other props as in addition to that bolster that you were sitting on. You might wanna kick off your shoes if you're still wearing them. Now separate your feet about shoulder distance apart, so quite a good space, and then drop both of your knees over to the right side. And you can mirror me if that works better for you, right? And start with your left. But the idea here is to get some space in between both of your legs. They're both bent about 90 degrees. And then we turn the shoulders to face the front leg. So for me, that front leg is my right leg. Now your bolster is gonna come in front of your right leg. You're gonna take an inhale. And then lean forward and lower your forearms onto the bolster. And if right away that's a no-go, just grab your blocks or maybe some more pillows and make it a higher prop for you to rest on. And then interlace your fingers and start to breathe here into your hips. And as time goes on, you might notice that you can drop a little lower to the ground, so you're welcome to crawl your elbows further forward. And then almost like you're snuggling the bolsters, right? So I would even probably take more props here. You can get a little luxurious with it. Okay. And as we come down, we're gonna be here for a little bit of time. So you wanna make yourself comfortable. Nothing too crazy. And then you can let your eyes close. Just begin to scan your body. And as you inhale, send your breath towards wherever you feel sensation. And as you exhale, let go of a little tension. Your body drops heavier and heavier towards the ground. We'll be here about 15 or so more breaths. You can always deepen the pose by lowering your props and walking your chest further forward. And on the flip side, you can always come out of a shape early and take some time to yourself. It's really whatever feels best to you. Last couple of breaths here to drop even heavier. You can wiggle your head or slide your shoulders down, soften your belly. And then we're going to start to rise on up. So begin to push your elbows down and lift your head. Place your hands down and lift your shoulders. And we're going to pivot the body. So hands by the side of your hips. Point your knees back up towards the ceiling. And we're going to come right into the other side of that shape. So let your knees drop over the other way. Again, the legs are staggered. Now the left leg is in front of the right. And you take your bolsters and this time snuggle them up with the left thigh. And we start to come forward the same way as we just did, nice and slow. And this side might feel a little bit different. So just take a moment to set this up as it's brand new, completely separate adventure from that last shape. And once you find somewhere where you have a nice feeling in your hips and your back body, it's definitely like a lot of lower back release that can happen here. So if you feel tension, that's actually kind of a good thing because that means you have stuff to release here. Right, so just letting your body drop into wherever feels the most comfortable, while still maybe feeling a little bit of tension, a slight amount of discomfort. And then we'll use time and gravity for the next 90 seconds or so. Don't quote me on that, right? But about 15 breaths. And then do your last couple body scan breaths, letting go of tension on your exhales. And start to come back up. Same slow way as we did before. First you lift your head, then you push your hands down, your elbows down, rise up and turn to face the front again. Nice and easy. Your knees point up. This time hands come on either side of your hips, and we're going to windshield wipe the knees side to side a few times. It's taking this pretty slow. And we're going to work with the hamstrings and the inner thighs and the back body a little more. So turn to face the long edge of your yoga mat. Bend your left leg in and extend your right leg off to the side. Okay, so right here, if you notice that you're tipping way back, right, and it's hard to lean forward over your hips, you can take one of these pillows and sit up on it, so that way you have a little bit more space for your lower back to hinge forward. And we're going to take the upper body here and face that long right leg. And we're going to put some bolsters on top of it. And just stacking on it or to either side of it. You lean the belly into the bolsters and then start to reach your arms forward. So you can, gotta get my little mic out, here we go. And once your bolsters are placed on top of your leg or to either side, then just start to lean your chest forward. You can walk your arms, your elbows onto the bolster, and then I like to support my head in my hand for the first few breaths. Just like you're chilling. I like to think about making these yoga postures feel more natural, right? When they feel so foreign or so new, it can be hard to get comfortable and relaxed. So doing something familiar like resting the head in the hand can just help to calm the rest of the body down. As time goes on here, you just notice how your sitting bones drop a little bit heavier into the floor. You can soften your jaw, relax your face. And maybe you stay right here the whole time. This could be great. You know, even bring more props into it if you can't lean this far down. Put some blocks under your bolster. But if you want a little bit more, of course, you release the hand from the head and start to lower your head down, maybe onto your forearms. And we'll be in some version of this for about another 15 breaths. And come back to your body scan breaths. Notice where your tension is as you inhale. And see about softening some of that tension as you exhale. Rock your body side to side slowly. Take these last couple breaths. And begin to lift up your head on an inhale. Push your hands down and rise your torso as you exhale. And we're going to change sides. So straighten your bent leg. Move the bolsters off of the one and bring him over to that leg. And then bend the leg that was just very straight. So wiggle your butt around a little bit. Notice your sitting bones find a little bit more equality again. Then leaning first belly into bolsters on the other leg. You can bend an elbow and rest your head on your hand. Just letting your body weight start to drop in this other direction. Notice, where your mind has been at as we've been doing these slow stretches. It's normal to face distracting thoughts during a yoga practice. And when we notice that our mind is carried away, we just use that as an opportunity to notice our breath again. And to drop a little heavier with the tension in the jaw or the belly. And you might slowly start to drop heavier towards the ground. And we're here for another 15 or so breaths. And take these last few breaths here. Stretching the belly and the lower back with your inhale. You can let it out of your mouth, soften your neck some more as you exhale. And whenever you're ready, you start to push your hands down and lift your head. Just gently unraveling from here, and we'll move the bolsters off of your straight leg. And then straighten the leg that was just bent. Reach both of your feet out in front of you and just point and flex your toes a little bit. You can roll your ankles. These little movements here that help you feel more in control of that lower body again. Okay. And now we're going to start to come down to the back body. So just keep your bolsters close by. We are going to use the strap here in a moment. So just getting what you need. A little drink of water, maybe a sweater, and then turn around. And we're going to start with just the legs bent and the back body on the floor. And rock your knees a little side to side and notice how your hips and your lower back are feeling here. And then you might make it a little more exaggerated, knocking the knees really far from side to side. Okay, and we're going to elevate the hips next in a supported bridge. Now open your arms really far off to the sides, and just however much space you have, and let your knees fall all the way to the right. And just pause here for a moment. Let your legs drop heavy towards the floor. There might be a little sensation in the top of the left hip and the lower belly. If you want a little bit more sensation, lift up your right ankle and put it on the top of your left knee to weigh it down. We're just going to be here about 5 more breaths. And if your ankle is crossed on your knee, just gently uncross the ankle and point your knees back up through center. Take an inhale and drop your knees to the left as you exhale. You can let your legs just be heavy over here. Or again, you can pick up the left foot and put it on top of the right leg, the right knee, using the weight of the left leg to pull down that right outer hip a little bit more. When you're ready, unhook your left foot. Rock your knees back up through center as you inhale. And push your feet down and lift up your hips on an exhale. Curl your tailbone up towards the ceiling, lengthening through your lower back. And find a bolster or a block and slide it underneath your hips. So it might take some wrestling. But once you get that bolster or block underneath you, let your hips come to rest down and then wiggle around a little bit so that you feel really supported and your shoulders can feel heavy on the floor. Okay. And then reach up with a hand and find your strap or whatever is going to serve as your strap today. Bring your right knee up into your chest. Reach forward with that strap and just hook it over your shin. I'm going to squeeze your right thigh close to your chest. You can stay right here or extend your left heel forward, and you can hover your left foot off the ground for a moment and roll your ankle. You can also let your left heel land heavy on the floor out there. And just a few breaths to open the hips in this way. You can stay here with your right leg bent, or switch the grip of your strap to over your right foot and extend your right foot up and straighten your right leg. Little hamstring stretch. If your right leg is straight, allow it to bend. Release your right foot to the floor and bend your left leg. Bring your left foot back to the floor with your left knee bent. And pause for a moment. Let your hips relax. And then bring your left knee up into your chest. Use the strap to grab around your left shin and pull your left knee close to your chest. And you can stay right here. You can also add on, extending the right heel forward. Again, maybe hovering your right foot for a moment, noticing that tight elastic feeling in the front of the hip. And then eventually maybe letting that heel come down to rest on the floor. And just breathing here into the belly. You can stay here with your left leg bent, or again, you're welcome to change the strap to the top of the left foot for something a little different. You then straighten your left leg up and use the strap to pull your straight left leg closer to your chest. Last couple breaths here. Soften your jaw, maybe rock your head side to side. And allow your left knee to bend if it is straight. And bend your right leg as well. Find both feet flat on the floor. Just place the strap off to the side. Interlace your fingers over your belly and let your elbows drop heavily towards the ground. Wiggle your toes against the floor, spread them out, push them down, push your heels down, squeeze the strength of your thighs, and lift up your hips. Slide your hands down by your sides and remove the bolster out from underneath you. And roll your spine back down to the floor. Heel toe your feet out towards the outer edges of your yoga mat and let your knees knock in together. Then again, interlace your fingers on the belly, arms heavy, knees heavy. Let's take a moment to breathe into the length of your body. You can breathe in such a way where your lower back pushes against the floor and your belly pushes up against your interlaced fingers. Blink your eyes open if they're closed. Rock your head side to side, just a few gentle times to notice your neck. Heel toe your feet a bit closer together again. Let both of your knees fall to one side. You can shift your hips back and roll into a fetal position. Head can rest on your bottom arm or even a bolster or two if you have them close by. And as we transition into the rest of the day, And just take a moment here to thank yourself for making this space and this time to slow down and relax. And after another breath or two, you can take your top hand and push it into the floor and rise up towards a seated position. And if you like, just take a moment to place a hand over your heart and then your other hand over that hand. Just really pushing in, feel yourself, notice that connection. It's a huge honor to share yoga with you. Again, thanks so much for being here, and I hope to see you again on the screen, or maybe you can come to Panama with me. We're going to do a yoga retreat for a week on an eco resort. Let me know if you have any questions about that. You can email sweetpotatoyogis@gmail.com for any questions related to yoga, this offering, or if you have any requests for future offerings, comment below. Have a beautiful day. Namaste, sweet potatoes.